Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Average Will, and welcome to another issue of or episode of Saturday Sit Down, where I have a guest on. We do a little bit of a chit chat, in and out, quick and easy. That way, I'm not taking up too much of your guys' Saturday night, and we can all go about it, watch movies, eat dinner, and all that fun stuff. So, I'm going to give my guest a few extra minutes. So we're going to go a little bit longer than the normal 6:30, just because we had a little bit of miscommunication on the time, which it happens, especially when you're working and you're going crazy. And our guest has been on a few different live streams this week, which is awesome, with the initiative that he is running with the hashtag Grow Together. Gary B, the casual comic guy, is who our guest is going to be today. And so again, the Grow Together initiative that he started has been awesome. I've enjoyed really watching all the different channels go in and have really put forth their efforts as well to help everyone. Sorry, my big arm is going to be in the way. Just got to wipe that off real quick. To really try to build up the community, and that's really the main point of it, which is awesome. Which is great to see everyone growing together and building this community up. So again, we're gonna give a few minutes, and I'm gonna entertain you guys for a little bit. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope everything is going well with everybody. How's it going, Lacrucis? How you doing, DJ? Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out and giving me a little bit of your time tonight. Oh man, so I hope everyone's doing good. We're getting a little bit of storm in here right now. It's raining. It was lightning and thundering, and I was worried. I was like, oh, man. I'm like, here we go. We're going to, fingers crossed, we don't lose power tonight. So, because, hey, my luck, everything else that's going on. I finally got the whole computer situation resolved, so there shouldn't be any broken wheels, none of that. And, yes, I got a haircut. I went this morning, got cleaned up. Did some running around, had to get some stuff sent out today for a box swap, the collector swap number 5, which I think we're going to be airing those videos May 5th, I believe. I want to say, I think. I understand. Hey, I appreciate you hanging out, Amanda. Thank you for coming by. For sure. So again, just gonna give a few minutes, gonna hang out a little bit, and gonna, not bore you guys to death, and then we'll go live. We are live, but I'll post on Instagram once we officially get Gary B in here and get going on with the show, so everyone can come hang out and all that fun stuff. Just got done watching the UFC. I really enjoy that. And it's crazy because the one kid, they call him Loudmouth or Big Mouth. I think that's what his name is. Man, he cannot stop a takedown for his life. And now people seen it because his last 2 fights he's been taken down and beaten up. So I know there's a con going on, right? The Huntsville con, which is awesome. I cannot wait to be able to go to a convention again, or actually go to a convention. The only convention I've ever gone to was years ago, whenever we had the first Tampa Bay Comic Con here in my area, Tampa, duh. I didn't go there for collectibles. I just went there for the experience. And now being in collectibles, I'm definitely going to have a different outside on it. Man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. When is that convention? Because I know I'm definitely throwing down the money to go to C2E2. That's like as soon as those tickets go on sale, we're going to jump on it. So that'll definitely be one. So I'm going to hang out here with you guys in the chat for a little bit. Hope everyone's doing well. Looking forward to the Lightning game tonight. Going to be watching it. I know we got WrestleMania in town which is weird to see. I mean, I'm not a big fan of wrestling anymore. It was when I was younger, but it's a 2-night event for WrestleMania, and I don't know if it's the NXT stuff that's happening tonight, and then there we go. All right, everybody, welcome in our guest of the week. It is Gary B, the casual comic guy with the hashtag Grow Together initiative. Let's bring him on in here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. I'm coming at you comic vet style this week from the top.
You did? Hold on one second. Let me just make sure my stuff's not muted. Oh no, it's mine. Oh my god. Bear with me for 1 second. My mic's out. Oh, there. Hold on. What did we want to start going? There we go. All right. There we go. Can you hear me now?
I could hear you before. Yep.
Okay, I can hear you. There you go. I can hear you. Always something on the channel. Right. So
I apologize for having the time wrong.
No, it's okay, man. You've gotten, seeing how many you've got going on, it happens. I understand. So no worries. How's everything going?
Everything's going fantastic. Obviously I was on the run. I was heading home, but I pulled over. I'm coming at you comic vet style from the car today. So doing my best, Chris.
Yeah, I know you had talked about you were on call today too. So again, I know how it is because my phone blew up right as the show started last week, and I was like, no, so I had to mute my phone. So I understand that.
Well, the good news is I don't think I'm going to get another call now. I got all of my on calls from work out of the way.
Oh, so that's good. That's cool. That's cool. So, are you East Coast or Central?
East.
East. All right, cool. So you're
Eastern
over here.
time. Yep. So it's 6 o'clock here.
Nice. Okay. So a little hiccup on the start, obviously, which again, no big deal. It's how we do it. We roll with it. So I wanted to have you on because again, the Grow Together initiative has been so awesome. And normally I kind of bring in guests and we kind of just go back and forth, which we'll do. But I kind of want to really shine the light big time on the hashtag Grow Together because it's incredible to be able to lift up the community and bring everybody up together. So when did you start putting it together?
I think the first video was maybe almost 2 months ago now. Okay. But it was just something that was started in my head. Like so many other people in the community, say, Roger over at Metarog, Rod at Just a Rican and his comics. They've been doing shout outs forever. Shout outs were nothing new to the community. Right. I was doing shout outs. Jimmy at Small Town, Slide It Up. Everyone was doing shout outs. But the problem that I saw happening, Wink Inc., of course, but the problem I saw happening with the shout outs, and it even happens with the big channels like Wink Inc., they're giving stuff away, trying to get people subs and trying to promote and doing their best out of the kindness of their heart. But say you get 10, 15 subs off someone's shout out, and as soon as a contest runs, the next day, 8 of those subs drop. So they're not subs that are sticking. Right. So, and I'm sure you know as well as I do, getting 10 subs, you're celebrating. You wake up the next morning and 8 of those subs are gone. You're like, why does YouTube hate me?
Right. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. It's like, the pain.
Right. And I was trying to think of a way that would make the subs stick around more. Mm-hmm. Right. And the idea was, to make the community more responsible towards each other.
Right.
And that thought came from, as you know, there's me, Jason, and Jimmy. We're kind of a group together. We call ourselves the Usual Suspects.
Yep. And
part of our mantra in that group has always been to grow together. If one of us is rising, we're going to drag the other 2 with us. And if it's going from person to person, we're going to do our best to carry the next person up too. And that's always been what we've done in our group. Now, then you have that scene at the end of Iron Man where you have Sam Jackson come in. He goes, I had an idea, the Avengers Initiative. And for some crazy reason, both of those melded in my brain together, and the Grow Together Initiative was born in my brain. And then I didn't think it was anything that was ever going to take off past my channel, but I wanted to try to do something on my channel that would get people more sustainable subs. If I shout somebody out, I don't want 5 of the 10 subs I got them to leave the next day.
Right.
I want at least say to try to up it and 8 of those subs stick, maybe two wander off. So that was just the basic idea. Just how do we get more sustainable subs, people that are going to stick around? And the thing with this community is, I think, and I truly believe that we're in the most inclusive, most friendly community on YouTube. The collectible, and I'm not just talking comics, I'm talking the collectibles community as a whole, whether it's pops, whether it's cards, whether it's whatever it is, hot toys, comics. The collectibles community is amazing. And I'm like, man, if we could just put more of that power in our hands, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what is so cool about it. Because, you see people, I've done it myself, where I'll promote a channel on Wednesdays with my when we get live Wednesdays. And it's kind of a disheartening thing when you're trying to grow your channel, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the time, and you're getting a shout out. I know I've had Wink shout me out before. I've had Rican shout me out, and they've helped me grow my channel some. And it is you get that good feeling like, yeah, we're starting to go, and then all of a sudden you get slapped in the face and you lose a bunch of subs, and it's free. And I think that's the crazy thing. And I think it was Geeky Mama Bear one time said it best is, subscription, to subscribe to a channel is free.
Right.
Even if you don't like their, maybe don't enjoy, even I'm not saying that you don't enjoy their videos, but even if it's something where you're not you're not going to watch every single one of their videos, as long as you're still subscribed to them, you're giving them that number and you're giving them that boost and everything. And then you check out a video and you realize you really do love them and you enjoy watching their stuff.
And there's not an easier way to do a good deed in a day than to just hit a subscription button. I mean, it's the quickest and easiest thing, right? And and also if we're following each other in the community, part of the reason those subs I think are going to be more sustainable is because people are finding the content that are meant to find the content now, instead of people that are just chasing a giveaway hashtag.
Right.
The people that are actually interested in the content you're putting out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you.
Recommended.
Right. And most of the channels I found when I was starting out popped up on my YouTube recommendations. Just I'm like, oh, all right, well, I'll try that out. It's got something interesting.
Yeah, that's where I broke. My story is like when I started doing the whole mystery box thing a year ago was I came across Franchise Kicks. And then as I was watching Franchise Kicks, I had Pop Savage pop up in my recommendeds. I watched him, and then that's where I came across Alex's channel and Geeky Mama Bear and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, there's all these other channels. There's this big community and everything.
Right. And it's, you don't realize how big it is until you start doing the deep dive.
Right. So I do want to ask, because I always want to ask my guests about their 3 favorite heroes.
Okay. That's going to be, obviously it's Conan, but I don't know if you consider him a hero. He's but so I'll stick with superheroes, and we'll leave Conan and Red Sonja out of this because I don't think they're heroes. I just think they're separate characters onto their own.
Gotcha.
So for heroes, we're gonna go with Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go with Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And let's see. The third, currently, I'd have to go with Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow.
All right, cool. All right, nice. That's a different list than you normally get. You get the guys that'll say the normal Avengers and everything. So that's cool to see. And then your favorite characters, I know you're a big Sonja fan because watching your videos and everything. And did you end up getting that Comic Tom exclusive, the Virgin variant?
I got the trade dress, but Rob Fatstacks got it, and he's sending it to me as an AOK, nice. Which is super kind of him.
That's awesome. So,
and as soon as I get that from him, that's going off to CGC to get graded.
I sent mine in because I got the Virgin, so I ended up sending that one in. It's with one of my orders that are down there right now.
I tell you what, I've never sent a book that I've gotten from him in and never not got a 9.8. I've got a 9.8 off every Comic Tom one I've sent in.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got that one, and then I have the was it the King in Black from December? I put those in one of the orders, so I put both of them to go down there. So it'll be interesting to see those come back.
Oh, definitely. And you know, the artists they've had on them have been fantastic. And I thought that Red Sonja cover was just killer. It just showed her
Right.
after a battle. That's what I want. I don't care about the posy covers.
Right.
You know, my favorite era of covers is the 70s, where there's a picture. The cover is a picture of the story that's inside. They're in battle. There's a lot of stuff going on, or they're just engaged in some activity that relates to the inside of the book.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that. Yeah, I've never read any of her books, and then I got that book, and I was like, I'll have to check her out. So I've got her on my list on Comixology to read. I've got so many things to get through to catch up on.
Well, there's a new movie announcement with her, so you got to get those.
I was going to ask. I was going to say, you know, are you hoping they come out with something? And now they already have something announced. That's great.
Well, I am. There's a Conan Netflix series coming out, which I'm really excited for, and then there'll be a Red Sonja movie. But now's the time to get those hot keys.
Right.
You know, they're still affordable right now. They probably won't be in another year.
So with Conan, do you think he's going to be like standalone, or do you think they're going to kind of how he's been incorporated with the whole Savage Avengers and everything? Do you think it's just going to be him by himself, or are they going to kind of sprinkle some of those guys in?
Oh, in the Netflix series?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be just completely Hyboria age. And I think you're going to see them probably working. There's other Robert E. Howard characters they can work in, like Zula, like Baylet, Valeria. And I think you're going to see those adventures come to life on Netflix, at least if they're smart.
Yeah.
Because the Robert E. Howard stories span the whole career of Conan. And he's a wanderer at the heart of his soul. He takes off from his native Samaria, which other Sumerians haven't done, to see what's out there. And they can do such a fantastic job on Netflix if they give it like a Witcher budget or a Game of Thrones budget, and they throw talent at it, talented writers, talented people who care about the source material. Because he was a thief, he was a war general, he was a leader of the Cossacks, he was a king, he was a pirate. He's been so many things in his career in the books that you could really make a great sustainable series just off all the different careers Conan has had.
All right. See, I've known nothing. I have a few of his books, but I've never read anything with him in it. Because again, I'm still so green into the comics. I'm getting more into the indies is my bread and butter right now. I love all indies. I know he's a Marvel title now, but I want to learn more about him. So it'll be great to see the series, because that's how I got into like the Old Guard. Watched the movie The Old Guard, and then had to go get those books. And I'm looking forward to the next set that they're coming out with. I think it releases either at the end of this month or next month. They have another volume coming out, so I'll be excited to see. And with how it's going now with Netflix, I know that they made that announcement for the I don't know if it's going to be a simultaneous release, but they're going to be releasing the like Venom's going to be released onto Netflix, and there's other titles that are going to be a direct release to Netflix as well. So I think this is the age we're going. Unfortunately, as much as I love movie theaters, I think it's going to be more of the streaming services that are going to be benefiting and bringing some of these other projects to life.
I think maybe for a little bit it'll be like that. I think there will be a return of the movie theater.
Okay.
Because if there's not enough sustainability, in my opinion, for them to keep producing these large budget movies. Because you need that first couple weekends of box office to really get your budget back on those high dollar films.
Right.
If they can come up with a different business model. But the same reason they were holding on to Black Widow. But so you got a movie that costs $300 million to make, and you make $20 million releasing it on the streaming service with, I have this and I invite 12 of you over to watch it. Well, that's all lost revenue. They don't get anything for that. So I don't see it being sustainable moving forward. I think now the thing that they're doing is sustaining interest. So I just saw Godzilla versus Kong in the theater last week. The first time I had been back to the theater in since COVID, and it was just a fantastic experience. I was a guy that went 3 to 4 times a month to the movies, and be back in the theater again and get that experience. I think once people get back in again, it's gonna start going back to normal because nothing beats that, man. Nothing beats being in front of that big screen with the big sound and just everything hitting you and having that communal experience with this fantastic film in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that I mean it's one thing I enjoy doing too is going to the theaters. I hope that with I hope that's true. I mean, again, because you broke it down, the budgets and everything, they've got to make it where it's going to work. So now, is there any other characters aside from Conan and Sonya that you want to see get a show, get a movie, be brought into, like even as a cameo appearance on another show or movie?
Well, here's the thing with the Robert E. Howard universe is he was a prolific writer, and the amount of characters and writing he put out in his short life was immense. So he's got Bran McMorn, he's got Solomon Kane, he's got Dark Agnes, and the list goes on and on and on of characters he's created. I would love to see a Solomon Kane series because, again, he was another wonder. He was a Puritan. He was on a quest to redeem his soul for the past evils he had done, and he was on a holy quest, and he had to make compromises in that quest here and there for the beliefs he had when things were put in front of him that he couldn't dispute the facts of. And it's just a really interesting character. And Dark Agnes, who is part of what Red Sonja was based on when Roy Thomas adapted her for comics. She was based partly on Red Sonja Rogatine, a Robert E. Howard creation, one story, Shadow of the Vulture, and Dark Agnes, who appeared in 3 stories, 2 that Robert E. Howard wrote, one that was unfinished and had to be finished by another writer. Probably one of the most savage beginnings to a character you can have. And her character and her development is just so interesting. And there's a whole lot they can do there, and just a whole lot of the different time periods. But if we're talking mainstream characters now, like from the big 2, Marvel and DC, I'm dying for Jessica Drew Spider-Woman to hit the big screen. So that's my most anticipated of the big 2 characters, right? I want Jessica Drew Spider-Woman.
Man, I feel like when you're talking about that, I need to take notes because you are just chock full of knowledge on this stuff, and I feel like we could have that conversation, and I could sit here and literally learn so much about the Conan universe, so to speak, and even like with the Sonya stuff, because again, that stuff that's so foreign to me because I haven't really delved into it. So it's awesome to hear about it and hear more than just like even like some of the indie stuff is becoming more mainstream. Obviously, you got Something's Killing the Children. You've got what is it? Department of Truth. Those are all blown up. Things are getting optioned. Things are getting optioned before they're even released. And there's so many things. There's so many things out there that, again, like with Conan, that there's just so much of it. And again, I feel silly because I don't know, like I have no idea about the characters or anything like that. And having someone like you be able to give me that information is awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, it's just a small, I'm a niche person, right? There's a few things I like, so I have knowledge of them. There's so many other people out there that have so much vaster knowledge. So this is just my wheelhouse. That's all it is.
Well, that's the thing, like with that, which is cool. So, all right. So do you have any other plans like with the channel going forward? Like we have the Grow Together thing. You have any videos dropping coming up?
Tomorrow I'm going live with the usual suspects at 3:00 Eastern, and we're going to review the latest episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I do a weekly review of the Disney Plus series that come out. Usually it's with my best friend, Michael Cologne. He had to take this Sunday away because his wife just had surgery, so he'll be taking care of her. Everything went great, so there's no issues. But other than that, I just completed the entire first run of Conan the Barbarian. That's all 275 issues, all 12 annuals, and all 5 giant size. And Sunday 18th, I'm going to be doing Journey to Completion live stream with my Hyborian brother on YouTube, Varangian Vigilante Thorson over there. So I'll be doing that. I just had the winner announced for my first Grow Together initiative. All the channels I put on there hit their goals that I set. So I was really happy with that. The community just came out and supported everybody, which was amazing.
That's awesome.
But on my next round, I'm going to do a Grow Together initiative. And my next round, I want to include more than comic channels. It's probably going to be more focused on pop and figure channels. Try to spread the love out some. It wasn't all comic channels on my first one. I had PSA Tendencies because that was an overlooked card channel, which anyone that collects cards should be following. But I do want to get more inclusive into the collectibles community. And I'm also going to go back to trying to do Wednesdays here and there, interviews with Instagrammers, like I did with Jimmy Jam, James Warner over there. I want to highlight the Instagrammers because they're a huge part of the community, and there's never a spotlight shown on them. And there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge doing a lot of great work, and they're just not seen or heard on the YouTube channels. And you know as well as I do, some of your best boxes and some of the best deals you can get on books are going to come off Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, I talk about it all the time about I prefer to buy from collectors because I feel like there's a little bit more, I don't want to say effort, but it's mainly effort. Like and they know they take care of their stuff too, and it's like they want to put together a good product for the people that are gonna purchase stuff from them. So yeah, I'm one like definitely Eric. I love buying from him because every box I've gotten from him has been great. So,
I've never had a bad box from him. He is absolutely incredible. I want to get him on. I want to get JC from JC's Comics, John DeCon from JC's Comics and Collectibles on. Yeah. And there's others. I'd like to talk to Digger Jim one day. These are all people we know. And when they ship to you, you don't have to worry. This isn't an eBay seller. Your book's going to come bagged, boarded, and protected in a Gemini mailer. It's not going to come in an envelope that you hope 3 people didn't bend it and step on it on the way to your house.
Yeah. The some of those books, man. I got one. It was the ASM 344, and it was in an envelope. The guy put a piece of cardboard in there to hold it. Thankfully, it was handled with care. But to put them in these envelopes, it's and like somebody put one of my books inside of a Manila envelope inside of another envelope, and I'm like, it's like, come on, man,
right?
So yeah, so do you have a weekly pull list?
I do, and my comic shop also uses the previews pull list. Mm-hmm. So whenever I go into previews every week and I click and order it, it goes right to my LCS and the book shows up there and they sell it to me.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I got to talk to my shop about doing something like that. So, but I mean, I have the previews and I go through and I'm constantly adding stuff. My list is getting a little outrageous right now with all the new stuff coming out.
There's too much new. Me too. All of a sudden I went from I used to have 5-6 titles a month. I got 30. I'm like, ooh. My to read list is crazy right now.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like I'm filling up the short box that's back there is full of my it's almost completely full now with stuff I got to catch up on because I'm getting so much. I'm trying to pick and choose on what I want to read, but then next thing I know, I'm 5 issues behind on another one, and it's like, it's getting crazy.
Right, it becomes daunting.
Yeah, so. That's cool. So what are just some of the different books that you have on your pull list? I know you have a large list, so you don't have to go through each and every one of them.
Well, I've been I'll highlight the ones I'm really enjoying. I've been loving Noctera, which I think was my surprise read. Mm-hmm. I picked it up, loved it. I bought every cover that I could find of issue 1, just because I love the covers too.
Yeah, the covers are nice. The
story's great. I'm also a big fan of the Deep Beyond, which I think has been incredible. I know a lot of people thought it slowed down some. Yeah. It's a 12-issue series. I've absolutely loved every issue of the Deep Beyond so far. I love what they're doing with it. It's actually the first time I've read a story written by Mirka Andolfo, and I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, which has been a consistently great title for 2 years that people are sleeping on. Kelly Thompson is doing fantastic writing on that. The character is always in character. The stories are grand. I've been getting obviously Conan the Barbarian and the Red Sonja titles over at Dynamite.
Right.
And the one title I've been disappointed in has been the Sumerian titles by Blaze Comics, who are just messing up every single adaptation they do, in my opinion. But and Savage Avengers has been one of those titles which has been fantastic that people I think are sleeping on too, which has had great art. And Conan has fit perfectly into that title, which shouldn't happen, but it does. They've kept him completely in character, and it's made sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I know, meaning, because that's why I asked the question earlier about, do you think they're going to kind of do it in the Savage Avengers kind of situation? Because that I've read the Savage Avengers, and him being in it, he gels very well with the character. So I that's why I wouldn't know if they would go to the original material with him, or if they would do something where they would take the current modern stuff and use that for a show.
I don't think they'd be able to, because Marvel currently doesn't own. They only own the comic rights to Conan. They don't own the cinematic rights to Conan or the TV rights. That's owned by a different company, and that company doesn't have the rights to the Marvel characters, so you wouldn't see that crossover unless it was some big deal.
Makes sense. Okay, that works. Yeah, I'll tell you, I really dig Noctera. I saw it was when I was looking through the previous book, and I read the premise for it, and I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. So I send my weekly email to my shop, and I say, hey, these are the ones I want to add to my FOC, my pull list, and pleasantly surprised by how good the story is. I like the concept. I like how we're already seeing how badass the villain is, and
right.
They've already established he's no one to mess with. So definitely going to look forward to seeing.
And the main character, I mean, she couldn't have a more noble cause than saving her brother.
Right, exactly. And people, I've seen people do reviews on it where they've kind of been a little put off by her because they think she's a little bit cold-hearted and everything. But it's like,
no way.
Well, she was blind in an orphanage, got adopted, was cured, had a surgery, and she lost her parents, and now she's in the midst of her brother's infected with the darkness, so she's trying to save him and get him safe. So it's like, I don't know. I don't understand how some people read different things. It's like you got to kind of put yourself in their shoes.
She is a noble character, and she's on a mission. She's trying to save the last person she has a connection to.
Yeah. I like her no BS attitude too. I like that where it's like where she's telling the guy, she's like, "Hey, don't lie. I know you're lying to me. You need to tell me what's up with it." So, yeah, I definitely like her as a character for sure.
And I'd love to see that get adapted to a show or film.
Yeah. Did you read Shadecraft?
I did not. I wasn't able to get it.
Yeah, it's good. That was one that was adapted apparently, or it got optioned before the book even released. Because I heard somebody say in like an auction, I'm like, what? I'm like, issue 1 just came out. I'm like, it's already getting optioned, and apparently, back in March, it was optioned without it being released yet. So it's like, damn, it's a good read. It's a cool, interesting story.
And we're going to see a lot more of that now too, because all these streaming companies they're optioning almost everything they can get their hands on for the next big hit. And that's part of what really is messing up our speculator market. There's no way you can collect everything right now that's being optioned. And everything that's being optioned is probably only going to be up in price for a short period of time. You didn't see the Umbrella Academy go out of control when it got optioned by Netflix, and it kind of leveled back out.
Yeah.
It's too big a market now. And I think the only things that you're going to see that are going to be sustainable when they go up in price, there's going to be the 1 or 2 modern standouts. But it's going to be those characters that are 40, 50 years old where you can't get their first appearances readily anymore.
Right. Yeah, and it blows my mind that, all this stuff's getting optioned. My favorite book, Something's Killing the Children, still hasn't been optioned. And I'm like, It's like, okay, Department of Truth, optioned. I'm like, all right, we're going to hear it. I know James Tynion announced, through his fan letter that there's going to be big announcements coming throughout the year. So I'm hoping later this year. Obviously, Volume 2 is going to be coming out in May. So I'm hoping we get over the next few months, we actually get it announced that we're going to have a show or a movie. I hope a show, but something.
And with that IP, though, I think part of why we haven't gotten an announcement is that IP is so hot and it's written so well. The visual art style is catchy. But I think they can hold out with a bidder that'll develop it the way they want. So why rush? Right. Why rush into a deal? With that title, they have the power.
Yeah, which is true, which is good. I mean, because again, that's something with how hot that is and how that's really pushed, and it's selling so crazy right now. That again, yeah, you would hope as a fan, I'm hoping that they take care of it and they treat it, treat it with love and respect.
Right. I'm waiting for Saga to come back. I'm ready for more Saga.
Yeah, that's been on a long delay, right? Because it's not over. It's just kind of like on a hold.
Yeah, it's been a 2-year hiatus. So I'm hoping when it comes back, it should be great. And I'd love to see them. Brian K. Vaughan is another writer that's amazing. And I would love to see them develop Paper Girls too, which is an incredible title.
I thought, isn't that optioned? I had heard that. Wasn't that
optioned? Maybe, but I haven't heard anything else since the initial optioning. I haven't heard it's in development. I haven't heard where it's landed. But Paper Girls, amazing read.
I have the first 2 trades of that over on my bookshelf of stuff I've got to get caught up on. So that's just another one that is I've heard good things about it, so I want to get into it as well. There's so much to read, man. So much to dive into.
Well, that's what they say. Like, we're living in a time where there's an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
There's just so much good stuff right now.
Yeah. So, who's someone obviously with the Conan, but is there another writer that really just that you have to, whenever they come out with like a new series, you have to go pick it up?
Oh, writer-wise? Well, it'll be Brian K. Vaughan when he writes something else again.
Okay.
Kelly Thompson, I will give a chance to anything she writes. I really do believe she's one of the best writers out there now, and nobody gives her the time of day. She's amazing. And no matter what I read from her, she doesn't drop the ball. As far as indie goes, with the way Deep Beyond's going, I'm going to pay more attention to Mirka Andolfo in the future and probably jump on something, depending on the type of book it is.
Right.
And let me see. Chip Zdarsky, I'll pay attention to. He's really solid and consistent. And what I look for in my writers is consistency. Right. I know everyone's really jumped on Donny Cates. He's not always consistent to me, and I'm not bashing him, but I find he's more of the popcorn flick writer to me. Mm-hmm. Everything's flashy, whereas the Kelly Thompsons and the Mirka Andolfo, the Deep Beyond, those stories that are being written got a deeper base to them that I'm really digging.
Yeah, which that's cool. I mean, and I mean, I'm again, so being so new to it, I latched on to James Tynion because not even with Batman, but it was with reading Something's Killing the Children, then with Wind, and then with oh my God, Department of Truth, just everything. I mean, I've enjoyed everything he's come out with. So he's someone that if he's going to be on another title, I'll buy it all day. And
Jim Zub too. Him and Jason Aaron have killed it on the new Conan title. Jason Aaron did the first 12 issues writing it. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Jim Zub picked up the reins and has written a perfect Conan, in my opinion. He's been absolutely fantastic. The wit of Conan, the savagery of Conan, and the nobility of character of him. He's captured all those aspects really well.
That's cool. Yeah, so well, I don't want to keep you too long because I know that you're pulled over and you were on your way home. So I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more of the Grow Together, the next step of Grow Together, as you've already gotten everyone in your first round to their goals, which is amazing. It's awesome. I know that Jason Slotted Up has some people that are getting closer to their goals as well, which is awesome. Again, thank you for coming on. Do you have anything you want to say before we head out?
No, just thank you for having me. I'm sorry work got in the way.
I don't know what happens, man.
And I was so busy with that, I totally spaced on the time because it's such a run. But no, man, this was great. I had a lot of fun talking to you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody in the community that supported the hashtag Grow Together initiative. I never thought it'd grow past my channel. It's completely humbling that it's something that's caught on. And it's just great because everybody wants to help everybody. And that's all I want to see, right? No negativity. Let's lift each other up.
All positive, yeah.
Right. If you got something negative to say, take the age-old advice. Keep it to yourself.
Yep. Yeah, like my mom used to tell me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So,
right.
So thank you, everyone who
positive.
Right, exactly, definitely. Thank you for everyone who came out to hang out with us today. We did run a little bit long, but again, Gary B, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I will announce on Wednesday night who the guest next week will be. We're going to be doing this thing every week, 6 p.m. Eastern, here on Saturdays. Again, thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you again, Gary B, for coming out. Everyone have a great evening. Till next time.
Keep it casual.